The royal drums beat hard and fast. Their sound rolls like thunder. People stop what they are doing. Feet rush forward. Dust rises. The courtyard fills in moments. A palace guard leans close and whispers, "Why are the drums so fierce today?" No one answers. The drums grow louder, faster, stronger, then without warning. The drums stop mid-beat. Silence crashes down. A small voice breaks it. Why did they stop? Elders look at one another. Their brows tighten. Hands grip wooden staffs. No one smiles. Heavy boots strike the ground. Soldiers march in. Steel flashes. Spears shine under the hot sun. Their steps are steady and hard. A sharp voice cuts through the air. Make way. People stumble aside. Mothers pull children close. Traders leave baskets where they fall. Chains clink against stone. The old ruler is dragged forward. His robe is torn. Dust clings to his feet. He fights against the grip on his arms. "Unhand me." He roars. The crowd steps back as if fire has burst between them. Whispers rise like angry bees. What is happening? This is not a normal day. Fear moves from face to face. It spreads fast. No drum speaks now. Then a path opens in the crowd. A young woman walks through. Red royal cloth wraps around her shoulders. Her steps are slow, firm, her head stays high. A guard squints and mutters, "Is that the blacksmith's daughter?" No one laughs. No one answers. She stops before the chained ruler. She does not bow. She does not kneel. She stands tall. The chained ruler spits at her feet. "You dare stand before me?" She does not move. Her eyes stay steady. Her back stays straight. She lifts her hand. Her voice slices through the heavy air. "From today, I rule." The words hang like a blade over every head. A woman drops her basket. Yams roll across the ground. A young boy whispers, "She cannot mean that." Elders grip their staffs tighter. Their knuckles turn pale. The chained ruler throws his head back and shouts, "You cannot take my throne." He struggles. Chains rattle. Dust jumps around his feet. She steps closer. "One step only. You lost it the day you feared your own people." The words strike harder than a whip. A low murmur moves through the crowd. Some nod. Some look down. The palace guards glance at one another. Their hands tremble on their spears. Silence stretches. Then one guard, Kneels, another follows soon. Steel touches the ground. A firm voice rises. "We serve the new queen." The chief warrior steps forward. His face is hard like carved stone. He lifts his spear high, then slams it against the ground. The sound echoes like a drum. The army stands. With the new queen, spears pound the earth. Together once, twice, the ground shakes, chains pull. Tight. Soldiers drag the old ruler away. "This is betrayal," he cries. The gates slam shut behind him. The sound rolls like thunder after rain. Now the people stand still. No one cheers, no one cheers, no one sings. They stand between fear and hope. An elder leans on a staff and whispers, "Iron rules do not bend." She turns toward the throne. She climbs the steps without help. She sits. Her hands rest on the armrests carved by ancestors long gone. She took the throne with strength. She will rule with fear. Power sits heavy on her shoulders like a crown of stone. Iron shines bright. But iron can break. Night passes. Dawn rises on a different kingdom. The drums do not play. Again. Smoke lifts quietly from village fires. Pots warm, roosters call. Life moves. But slowly the kingdom wakes to a new ruler, and every heart waits to see if iron will command respect or rust in the hands that hold it. Women gather and whisper behind woven baskets. She is not royal. She was born without a crown. She walks past them with steady steps. Her chin stays high. A crown does not make a leader. The whispers grow louder, but she does not turn back. Steel rings against steel. Sparks jump into the air. Her father lifts his hammer and strikes glowing iron. The metal bends under force. Iron must be shaped while it burns. She watches every strike. Her eyes follow the hammer. Her hands feel the heat. She learns that soft metal can turn strong, and strong metal can break if struck wrong. The market grows loud with trade and laughter. Then boots step in. Tax collectors push forward. They grab grain from tired farmers. Sacks are pulled away. This is too much. A trader cries. A farmer reaches out but is shoved aside. She sees it all. Her fists clench. Her jaw tightens. She steps forward before she can stop herself. "One day I will change this." The market goes quiet. Heads turn. Some laugh in fear. Some stare in shock. The taxmen glare at her, but she does not step back. Days pass. Drums beat across the land. The message is clear. Taxes will rise again. Farmers groan. How will we feed our children? Traders hide their goods under cloth. Mothers measure grain with shaking hands. She walks straight toward a cart heavy with seized food. She plants herself in its path. Move. A guard snaps. Go home, girl. This land is my home. The guard grips his spear. For a moment, the air feels sharp. The crowd holds its breath. Market women nod without speaking. A young boy whispers, "She is brave." The guard clicks his tongue and pulls the cart around her. He walks away angry, but he walks away. That night, she meets a hardened warrior near the training ground. The man studies her face without a word. His arms are crossed. His eyes search for fear. "You speak brave words. Brave words need brave action." Silence stretches between them. Then his voice drops low. "The king is weak." She does not smile. She does not look surprised. Their hands clasp tight. A pact forms without drums. Later, the warrior mutters, "A ruler must be feared." She nods slowly. The lesson from the forge burns in her mind. Iron must be struck hard. The alliance begins like a small fire under dry grass. She speaks again with firm voice. "Fear brings order and kindness." The warrior asks. "Kindness makes rulers weak." The words hang heavy. Something shifts inside her. A door closes softly. News of her rising power reaches the elders. They call her before the council fire. Old eyes study her. Wrinkled hands rest on carved staffs. "A drum that beats too hard will tear," one elder warns. She stands still. She says nothing. The oldest man taps his staff against the ground. Power taken by force must be held by wisdom. The fire crackles. Smoke rises between them like a question. She lifts her head. Wisdom does not win thrones. Murmurs move among the elders. They exchange worried looks. She turns and walks into the dark without bowing. In training fields, soldiers begin to whisper her name. It travels from mouth to mouth like a secret song. The warrior speaks quietly to trusted men. He points. He plans. "If she leads, we follow." A captain says. Blades are tested against shields. Spears are lifted, then lowered. Warriors watch her from the corners of their eyes. "Change is coming," the warrior announces. The soldiers nod. No one argues. She stands before the gathered army. Her voice carries without effort. "Stand with me." For a heartbeat, nothing moves. Then spears strike the ground. Once, twice. Again the sound rolls deep and strong. A drum beats once, slow and heavy. The army forms ranks behind her. Lines grow tight. Shields lock. She looks ahead, not back. With the army at her back and iron in her heart, she steps forward and the path to power opens before her. Wide and waiting new laws come fast like harmattan wind. Royal messengers walk through the square at dawn. They carry carved boards. They shout each rule with loud voices. No gathering without permission. No trade after sunset. No complaint against the throne. A villager lifts his hand. So many laws in one night. The messenger rolls up the scroll. "The queen protects you." The words fall heavy. No one claps. When the sun drops, a horn cries across the land. Long and sharp soldiers move through the paths. Inside, no one walks after dark. Doors slam. Wooden bars fall into place. Fires are covered. Even dogs stop barking. A young boy runs with a small pot in his hands. Water spills as he hurries. Guards grab him before he reaches his door. He is only fetching water. His mother cries, falling to her knees. "Law is law," the captain answers. He bows deeper. At the next council, elders sit with stiff backs. No one lifts their eyes. No one questions the new rules. Fear sits heavier than the crown on her head in the courtyard. Ropes bind villagers who failed to pay. A general watches in silence. His hands fold behind him. "This is not what we promised," he mutters. Nearby, a farmer kneels on hard stone. "Mercy," he begs. "My harvest failed." She lifts one finger. The guards move at once. The punishment is swift. Dust rises. Blood stains stone. The general looks away that night. He steps into her chamber without drums or greeting. "This is not justice." She turns slowly. "Justice is what I say it is." He steps closer. "We fought for freedom. We fought for power," she replies. His jaw tightens. She turns her back to him. Silence grows like a wall between them in the market. Women lean close as they grind grain. This is not the freedom she promised. One whispers walls built with fear will fall. Another answers farmers dig small holes beneath their floors. Grain is poured into clay pots and hidden. Better hidden than taken. A farmer says, wiping sweat from his brow. The day of celebration arrives. It once brought drums, dance, and bright cloth. Now no drum beats. A child tugs at his mother's wrap. "Why is it so quiet?" She pulls him close. "Hush. Dancers. Stay home." Fires burn low. Laughter hides behind closed doors. The kingdom feels tight and watchful, like a drum pulled too hard. Inside the palace, she calls her captain forward. "I want to hear every whisper. It will be done." Soon, eyes are everywhere. In markets, in training grounds, Near Wells, a man points at his old friend. He spoke against the queen. Soldiers seize the accused before he can answer. The friend who pointed does not look up again. Ministers stand in a line before her. Agree with me. Or step aside. No one steps aside. If they fear me, they will never betray me, she declares. The room stays silent. Even the air feels careful, but in the dark, chains lie open on the floor. Prison guards are found asleep. Heads bowed as if in prayer. A hidden gate creaks open. The old ruler slips through the shadows. His wrists raw, but his steps steady. A servant falls to his knees. Will you take back your throne? No, he answers. I want revenge. His eyes burn brighter than before. Later, in a quiet corner, far from watchful eyes, he meets the general. Why come to me? The general asks. Because she trusts you. The old ruler replies. The words hang sharp between them. You doubt her? The old ruler presses. The general says nothing. But his silence speaks. 2 fires begin to burn in the kingdom. 1 fire blazes in the palace above. Fed by fear and iron, 1 fire grows in the shadows below. Fed by anger and revenge, the people stand between both flames. Unsure which will scorch them first, and the drum of fate, though silent, waits to be struck again. Drummers move first. Their hands strike skin with pride and power. The rhythm rolls like thunder across the land. Praise singers lift their voices high. Long live the queen. Long live her iron hand. She sits on a golden chair carried by strong arms. She raises her hand slowly. The people kneel as she passes. Cloth flutters. Dust dances under marching feet. Then a sharp whistle cuts through the music. An arrow slices the air down. A guard shouts. The arrow flies straight toward the throne. It strikes a wooden pole with a hard crack. The music dies at once. The crowd breaks apart in fear. People fall. Children cry. Sand jumps under running feet. She stands frozen for one breath. Just one. Then rage fills her eyes. She rises from the golden chair. Find the traitor. She screams. Soldiers rush into the crowd. Spears push bodies aside. Men are grabbed without warning. I did nothing. One cries, he is innocent. A mother wails, clutching her son's arm. The queen demands answers. A captain replies, his voice cold as steel. 10 men are dragged forward. Their hands are bound. Their knees press into the dust. They tremble but hold their heads high. I am not guilty. One pleads, I was selling grain. Her face does not change. A minister leans close and whispers, we have no evidence. Fear will bring truth. She snaps. The minister steps back. His lips seal shut. She lifts her hand. Let this be a warning. Drums beat once slow and heavy. Swords rise. The sun flashes on sharp edges, then they fall. The crowd does not cry out. No one moves. Dust floats in the air like a silent witness. Soldiers look at one another. A young guard swallows hard. This feels wrong, he mutters. Do not speak. Another whispers quickly. Walls have ears. Later, heavy boots echo as a once-trusted general steps forward. His face is tight with anger. This must stop. She turns toward him, her gaze sharp. You rule a graveyard, he declares. Better a graveyard than chaos, she answers. His voice grows louder. The people will rise, then they will fall, she replies without fear. Silence cracks between them. She points toward the guards. Remove his command. Hands grab his armor. Straps are cut. His sword is taken. His chest stands bare of rank. He does not bow. Night falls heavy. Loyal soldiers approach him and whispers, run. He slips through a side gate. Shadows swallow him. Torches flare along the walls as guards search. But he is gone. In a quiet village, elders gather beneath wide branches. We cannot live like this, one says. Heads nod slowly. No drum beats. No child laughs. Farmers dig deep holes beneath their floors. Clay pots filled with grain are buried. Let her search empty barns. A farmer says with quiet strength. Soft drum beats rise from distant hills. Low and steady, a boy hears it and smiles. The drums live again. The rhythm moves from village to village. Not loud, not proud, but alive. Women carry water pots and pass folded cloth between them. Inside the cloth are messages. Short, clear. Warriors sit in silence, sharpening spears against stone. No songs, no cheers, only steel against rock. Hope grows in the shadows like a seed under soil. Inside the palace, reports pile high. They refuse taxes. They gather at night. They whisper your name with anger. A spy kneels low. They are gathering. She tightens her grip on the throne. Her knuckles turn pale. A minister steps forward with shaking courage. Show mercy. It is not too late. Mercy is weakness, she replies. Weakness invites betrayal. The minister lowers his head. Secret. Drums beat stronger in the hills now. Horns answer from the walls with sharp Blasts. Two forces breathe the same heavy air, one built on iron and fear. One rising from silence and pain. The kingdom stands ready to break, like a drum pulled too tight, waiting for the final strike. Hidden drums thunder from the hills. The sound rolls low and deep, like a storm waking from sleep. Torches flare along narrow paths. Faces glow in red light. Tonight, we move. A rebel whispers. Feet begin to march. Not loud, not wild. Steady wooden gates shake under rushing bodies. Rebels slam heavy logs against them. Hold the line. Guards shout from behind the doors. Spears thrust through cracks. Shields rise. The gates groan. One more. The wood splits. Rebels pour through as the doors crash down. Steel clashes against steel. Sparks jump. Cries rise into the night. Flames catch dry thatch above. Fire spreads fast, licking beams and cloth. Smoke climbs into the sky, dark and thick. No turning back. A rebel cries. War drums pound harder now. Fast, fierce, stronger than fear. Fighters chant in rhythm. Feet stamp the ground. Spears lift and fall together. Courage spreads with every beat. Fear shrinks under the sound. Courtyards fill with running feet. Sand scatters. Bodies collide. Steel rings against shields. Arrows whistle past ears. Commands are shouted and swallowed by noise. Screams echo through halls. Once filled with praise songs, the palace becomes a storm of iron and fire. Inside, she stands before the throne. The crown rests beside her, bright but untouched. Smoke curls through the air. She grips her blade tightly. I will not run. Her voice is steady. Through smoke and sparks, a scarred warrior steps forward. His armor is cut and burned. His spear points straight at her. This ends tonight. They stand facing one another. Once allies, now enemies. I made this kingdom strong, she shouts. You made it afraid, he answers. Fear is strength. No. Unity is there. Words strike before weapons move. Outside, drums begin to fade. Fire crackles. Ash falls like dark snow. Silence grows between them, heavy, thick, neither. Steps back, then footsteps echo behind the throne. A shadow moves through. Smoke. The warrior turns in shock. She stiffens. An old figure steps forward, leaning on a staff. His eyes are tired but sharp. I was weak, he says slowly. His voice carries through the broken hall. But you became cruel. Smoke swirls around the three of them. She shakes her head. I will never bow. Her grip tightens on her sword. Steel flashes as she draws it in one swift move. Blades meet with a crash. Sparks fly bright and fast. The fight is quick and fierce. Steel strikes. Feet pivot. Breath comes hard. She lunges. He blocks. He pushes forward. She stumbles. A sharp strike knocks her blade from her hand. It slides across the floor. She falls to her knees. The spear tip hovers near her chest. For a breath. No one moves. Then a hand lifts. Enough. Rebels rush in and surround the throne. Blades point down at her. Do not kill her, a voice calls out. The words spread through the hall. She breathes hard. Dust clings to her face. Her crown lies forgotten at her side. The fire begins to die as morning breaks. Smoke thins into pale light. Drums slow, then stop. Fighters lower their weapons one by one. The crown lies on the ground. No one touches it. The throne stands empty. Silence fills the hall where war once roared. The old ruler steps back, leaning on his staff. He does not move toward the seat. The warrior looks away from the throne and toward the people. Gathering at the doors. No order is given, no name is called. The future waits and the quiet guards step away from the throne. Their hands release their grips. The hall stands still. The throne remains empty once more. And in that silence, the kingdom learns a hard truth. Power taken by fear can fall by fear. But power shared may yet rise again. Elders sit in a wide circle under the open sky. Carved staffs rest across their knees. Faces are lined with age and memory. One elder lifts his staff and strikes the ground once. Today, we judge a queen. The words move through the crowd like wind through dry grass. She walks forward without chains. Her steps are steady. Her head is high, but her crown is gone. The crowd parts in silence. Is she still dangerous? A woman whispers. No one answers. Voices rise from different sides. She killed my brother. A farmer shouts. Justice must be done. Another cries. Fists lift into the air. Tears shine on hard faces. Yet fear still walks among them. Some step back when her shadow falls near. A guard mutters. She ruled with iron. No one moves too close. The oldest elder leans forward. His voice is calm but strong. Do you regret your rule? She stands still. Her hands do not shake. She says nothing. The crowd waits. Even the wind seems to pause. A warrior steps forward and raises his hand for silence. Blood will not heal blood. Some turn toward him in anger. Let her live, he declares. Murmurs spread through the circle. Why spare her? Someone protests. Did she spare us? He does not lower his voice. Let her see a kingdom without fear. Let her live with what she has done. The elders look at one another. Slowly they nod. A staff strikes the ground again. Exile, not execution. The decision echoes across the field. She reaches up and removes her royal beads. One by one they fall into her palm. She steps forward and hands them to the council. No speech. No tears. She turns and walks away without looking back. Days pass. Messengers move through the market with clear voices. Taxes are lowered. Farmers lift their hands and laugh. We can breathe again. Grain returns to open baskets. Doors stay wide. No one hides their harvest. Bright cloth hangs in the square once more. Women sing as they tie it high. Children run in circles, their feet kicking up dust. Dancers gather with painted faces and strong steps. A drummer lifts his sticks and smiles. Let the rhythm live again. The drums roll across the land. Not sharp, not heavy. Joyful elders sit and watch. Some smile quietly. The kingdom feels lighter, as if a tight rope has been cut. Far away, she carries water from a well to a small hut. No guards walk behind her. No horns announce her path. The ground is dry under her feet. The sky is wide above her. Children run past her laughing. One boy falls into the dust. He looks up and laughs louder. No one fears the sound. A little girl stops and looks up at her. Were you once a queen? She pauses. The water pot rests against her hip. She nods slowly. Yes. The child tilts her head. She adds softly, but I forgot how to listen. The child runs back to her friends. The question already gone from her mind. She stands alone for a moment, then walks on. Far behind her, the palace stands under a calm sky. The throne is no longer hers. The crown rests in new hands chosen by many. Voices. She looks toward the hills. The wind carries distant. Drum beats, strong, steady, free. Power left her hands, but the lesson stayed, and in the rhythm of those drums. The kingdom remembers fear can build a throne, but only respect can hold it. The drums grow softer. The night grows still. An elder steps forward and lifts his carved staff. The firelight dances on his lined face. Listen well to this ending. The crowd leans in. Even the children stop moving. He raises his voice. Fear can raise walls. Fear can build a throne. A young listener tilts his head. Then why did she fall? The elder's eyes shine in the firelight. Hearts do not bow to terror forever. Villagers nod slowly. Some fold their arms. Some look down, remembering. The storyteller walks in a small circle. His staff taps the ground. Strength without mercy becomes weakness. A woman near the fire whispers, "That is true." He points his staff toward the sky. A ruler may hold a spear. A ruler may command an army. But without mercy, the spear turns heavy. The flames crackle as if they agree. He pauses, then speaks again. When trust dies, power shakes. A man in the crowd nods. Friends turn into shadows. The elder lowers his staff. Betrayal breaks the strongest bonds. Once broken, they are hard to mend. Silence settles for a breath. The storyteller continues, his tone firm. Those who use fear stand alone. A boy's small voice rises. Is that why she had no friends? The elder looks at him and nods once. When fear fills a room, love leaves it. He taps his staff against the earth. Justice must walk with kindness. The fire pops softly. Sparks float into the night. Justice without kindness brings ruin, he adds. Some in the crowd bow their heads. Then the elder straightens his back and lifts his voice higher. A kingdom stands when its people stand together. Drums give a soft, slow beat in agreement. One hand cannot lift a heavy pot, he says. Many hands can. Faces glow warm in the fading firelight. He speaks again, slower now. A crown carried by fear will fall. Eyes glance toward the dark outline of the distant palace. The crown is heavy without love. He continues. The night wind moves through the trees. She ruled with iron, the storyteller says at last. He pauses. The silence grows deep, but iron rusts. The words hang in the air. He lifts his staff one final time. Only respect lasts forever. The drums beat once, slow and deep. The sound rolls across the land like a closing door. The fire burns low. Ash settles. People rise quietly. No one shouts. No one argues. A child tugs at his mother's wrap and repeats softly, "Respect lasts forever." She nods. The elder lowers his staff. The storyteller steps back. The drums fall silent. But the lesson stays. And as long as voices gather and fires burn, The story will live on, reminding all who listen that power may rise and fall, but respect is the only throne that never breaks.